A neutral spherical conducting shell with inner radius A and outer radius 3A is wrapped around the uniformly positively charged insulator. A conducting wire is then attached to the outside surface of the conductor, and the other end of the wire is attached to the outer surface of a neutral conducting spherical shell with a radius 2A. And these two spheres are located at a very large distance apart, so their electric fields don't affect each other. And we're asked for the final charges on the following four surfaces below after there's no current flowing through the wire. So recall that in the body of a conductor there's no electric field, so therefore a charge of minus Q gets distributed on the inner surface of the conductor by Gauss's law, so there's no electric field in the conductor. So this can be seen if you draw a Gaussian surface, which is spherical, and we see the enclosed charge is zero, no matter where we draw that surface inside the conductor. And by a conservation of charge, if you have minus Q at the bottom of the conductor, then that leaves behind a charge of plus Q on the top surface of the conductor. So this is before the wire is connected, where the electric potential on the surface of the right conductor is KQ on 3A. And given there's no charge on this conductor, the electric potential is zero on its surface. So given there's a potential difference, when we connect the wire, we have an electric field outside the right conductor that points radially outwards, so that's Coulomb's constant by the charge on the radius of the conductor squared, acting in a radial direction. And note the magnitude of the electric field is minus the change in electric potential. So initially we have an electric field in the wire, and that draws electrons from the surface of the left conductor. So electrons flow against the direction of the electric field because the electric force acts opposite the electric field. So these electrons keep flowing until the potential of the left conductor, which is K times a charge on the surface of the left conductor on the radius of the conductor, is equal to the potential on the right conductor. So it'll be Coulomb's constant by the charge on the outer surface of the right conductor on the radius of the conductor. So when there's no potential difference, there's no electric field, and therefore we have a net charge, being a positive charge, left behind on the surface of the conductor, and a positive charge on the surface of the other conductor. So by a conservation of charge, QL plus QR is equal to the initial charge on the surface of the right conductor. So to find the charge on the outer surface of the left conductor, we can do some cancellations here. So we divide through by Coulomb's constant and multiply through by A. So that gives QR is equal to 3 on 2 QL. And now we can substitute for QR into this expression. So we have 3 on 2 QL plus 2 on 2 QL. So that will be 5 on 2 QL, and therefore QL is 2/5 by the initial charge. Now given electrostatic equilibrium is reached, when the two potentials are equal, then there's no charge in the inner surface of the conductor. So if you draw a Gaussian surface anywhere inside that conductor, there should be no charge enclosed in that surface. So therefore there's no charge in the inner surface of the shell on the left conductor. Now on the outer surface of the shell on the right conductor, we have QR is 3 on 2 by QL, so that gives 3 on 5Q. And as we saw, at the inner surface of the shell on the right, we have a charge of minus Q, to ensure there's no electric field inside this conductor under electrostatic equilibrium conditions.